Hey there, I'm Dylan and welcome to my little slice of the internet. If this is your first time here, given this is the first video on this channel, it probably is, we'll start with the basics of who am I, what is this going to be all about, and what I want to get out of doing YouTube/creating content. So without further ado, let's dive straight into it. I'm a software engineer by trade, living and working in London, but I'm originally from New Zealand. Outside of staring at one of these things all day, I enjoy photography and more recently videography. I have a lot more experience in the former, in photography, with my grandfather being very heavily into it, which inspired me to take it up once he passed. I primarily do landscape and travel photography, my sort of hobby photography, and also messing around getting creative shots. Beyond that, I'm a big productivity and self-improvement nerd, and I like to try and optimize every part of my life I can control, whether this is trying to stay organized in new and different ways, trying new habits, just trying to make my life a little bit more efficient and streamlined. This probably is part of the engineer in me and also the perfectionist, which we'll touch on a little bit later. Now you're probably thinking, wow, another white guy in tech. What's this all about? So let me tell you. Well, it's a mix of things, but at its core, it's a small place for me to document my journey through life. There'll be a combination of photography and videography, including behind the scenes of me going for a wander with my camera, some travel trips that me and my partner will go on, and also just some creative pursuits along the way that interest me. This won't be all visuals though. I want to take you along on the journey with me, showing you the process, the reasoning behind what I'm doing, and with the intent that you'll also get something out of the videos with me. This means there'll be a mix of talking head videos like this one, and ones that are a little bit more exciting and more exotic locations than my living room. And beyond photography and videography, I'll occasionally dive into other things such as the aforementioned productivity and organization, and even some personal challenges, because at the end of the day this channel is about growth, both personally and creatively. The big question, why am I doing this? Much like many other people who see people on platforms like this and think, I could do that. I've wanted to start a YouTube channel for a long time, but have hesitated. One stepping stone you may have seen many years ago was that I used to stream on Twitch 2 to 3 times a week, playing video games and showing off my creative side with Photoshop and After Effects. A big part of this hesitation is the confidence in both myself and my skills in terms of editing. Talking to a camera was not something that comes naturally to me, as you'll see with this video. At the start of this year, from the 1st of January, I underwent a small challenge where I talked to the camera for 30 days, once a day, every day. And I did find that it helped a lot in terms of confidence in front of the camera when I'm normally behind it, and also the more natural talking rather than sounding like a robot. I also have a tendency to overthink things and chase perfection, which typically leads to me never even hitting record because the conditions are not perfect. This channel, I hope, is my way of breaking this cycle by releasing videos I find not perfect but good enough. Lastly, I've always been more of a consumer than a creator. I've spent countless hours consuming other people's content, learning, being inspired, and never doing anything with it. This is my chance to flip that balance and start putting my own content out instead of just consuming. Alright, you've heard the plan, but that's all it is currently, just a plan. I've been very good in the past at making plans and never following through with the execution, but this is going to be different. This is my way of, I guess, staying accountable and I can't promise every video will be perfect, but each one will be better than the previous one. Thank you for sticking through this one with me, and if you would like to follow my journey in this ever-changing landscape of the internet, then feel free to subscribe below, and I'll catch you in the next one.